we have the hourly price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. So as we can see here, the stock is showing some very interesting price trends, especially within relation to the broader market. Uh, for the most part today, we have seen some very negative selling activity in a large number of stocks. I would suggest that people take a look at some of my other videos, in particular, possibly NVIDIA, Palantir, and maybe Meta Platforms, because all of these stocks have seen huge amounts of selling pressure that have been directed there over the last few, really 2 or 3 weeks. But even in more recent trading sessions, we've seen huge destructions in market cap that have occurred, relatively recently. So, the broader market here is trading under a significant amount of selling pressure. But when we kind of drill in here and we take a closer look at what has been happening with NIO, these moves to the top side are sustaining themselves. It really is surprising given the broader context here. So currently, where I'm defining these price levels and this price range really comes in at the upper end. It has been 444 to the top side, and then to the downside, we've really been looking at 425, 426. So it is a very tightly constricted trading range. And you would want to see a bit more price action than that. But what is most surprising in my view is just the fact that NIO has managed to hold its value, even in situations where stocks like NVIDIA and Microsoft are really showing tremendous amounts of losses in a short period of time. So, what I'm saying here is that if this stock is able to hold up under those types of conditions, that is saying something. It's not something that should just be ignored. It's definitely not nothing. When I'm looking at these ranges here, we can see that for the most part, we're really holding on to the top of the trading range. Even we're really not testing the bottom very much. I mean, we did see this brief drop lower here, but share prices managed to recover quite quickly, and we've been holding on to the top of this trading range for the last few sessions. So these are surprising moves. I mean, this is not. Insignificant because, in my view, what this really means is that we are close to reaching a floor in this stock. I mean, it does stand to reason that, a downside break of a support level is unlikely to have much follow through because there simply isn't much room for the stock to travel. I mean, where are you really going to go? I mean, imagine you're a short seller here, and you do wait for a break of maybe this 415 support zone that we've been watching. That would come in at roughly this area here. Imagine you're using a breakout strategy and you're a short seller. You sell a break of 415. What is your price target here? You really have to consider exiting the position at roughly 360. I mean, are you getting 50 cents in profit? I mean, you would be tremendously lucky if you were to execute that type of position and gain, capture 50 cents in profit. I mean, it's just not really. It's just not a viable trading strategy. I mean, what is your risk to the top side here? So the potential for upside here far outweighs the risks in the downside. So other factors that we do have to understand here is that this is a very big week for tech stock earnings. NIO specifically is not part of this group, but 4 out of the 7 Mag 7 stocks report earnings this week. And for that reason, we could see a very important inflection point as far as the broader market is concerned. And this could extend throughout the remainder of the summer easily, possibly even into the end of this year. I think this is a tremendously important week for stock market earnings, specifically Microsoft, Amazon.com, Apple Computer, and Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. All report earnings this week. We just saw the Microsoft earnings a few hours ago. They had they showed some weakness in the Azure cloud segment. So that's likely to be the main news story tomorrow as far as the broader market is concerned. We're unlikely to see major rallies in the technology sector near term. We also had AMD report earnings. That number did come in slightly better than expected, but not by much. That's the Ryzen CPU manufacturer. They also make video cards, graphics processors for gaming PCs. They came in. Their results came in at 69 cents per share against expectations of 68 cents. So it was a beat, but it wasn't by much. Is that going to be enough to sort of overcome the weakness in Microsoft earnings? I personally do not think so. So I do think that for the most part, the broader market is going to be trading under a fair amount of selling pressure, probably throughout the remainder of the week. I mean, we would need to see some fairly strong surprises, either in Apple or possibly Amazon.com. I really don't think that Meta Platforms is going to be able to sort of change the trajectory of the market, even if they do come up with a positive number. But overall, this is what should be considered to be a period of weakness in the market. And drill in here a little bit on the shorter term timeframes. This is the 15-minute price chart. We can see that the stock is really holding up fairly well in the face of everything else that's going on here. Even movements to the downside. We're only talking about about 20 cents in downside, and then for the most part, we are developing a trading range here. We're holding near the top of the trading range. We are continuing to pressure the top side. For the most part, the stock itself is trading above most of its exponential moving averages. We do have this 200 period EMA that is still providing some resistance here. Not surprising, because this is also a historical resistance zone. So we've got sort of two factors here working at once. Sort of working against the stock at the same time. So not really surprising that we're seeing some resistance here. But if we do see a break here, this next line in the sand becomes this broader descending triangle pattern that we've been watching now for some period of time. The expectation has been that this would break to the top side. We've seen a couple of, what I guess could be considered to be false breakouts. But even as that occurs, we continue to pressure the top side. I mean, even with these two false breakouts here, look, we've got a very strong test here, and we're not seeing significant declines here. We are not breaking through the base of this triangle. So overall, I do have to consider this to be a very positive picture in light of everything else that's going on in the market. If we're seeing a broader market sell-off, why wouldn't NIO stock be declining as well? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense unless we're near a bottom. If we are near a bottom, then this does suggest that there really isn't much more room to the downside for the stock to extend. So for this reason, I'm still expecting to see an upside reversal here. So this is the current market outlook for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.